Alright, what's happening, Flips? We're out here with a ban list discussion with Jonathan Moore from House of Champs, Gage, Nyhmnim, yours truly, and last but least, MegaCapitalG here. So, John, you're going to kick us right off with a question, so go ahead.
What's my question? Oh, Gage, so do you feel like we need a ban list right now? Like, right now, we need a ban list.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it, because looking at, like, the future sets... Well, let me explain, because looking at the future sets we're getting, it's like the meta's not going to shift in any way.
Okay.
So right now, like, they addressed it, and they said that... I agree with, like, I think, Nadir, you brought it up, like, the meta's constantly, like, adapting, like, there's always a new best deck. But now we've reached a pinnacle point where Zoo is going to be the outspoken best deck until we get a nerf to that deck. So, like, there's no deck in hindsight that's gonna cover Zoo. It's like we've had, like, what, it went from like ABC to like something else. I don't know. It's like yeah, it's like had us like a steady progression, but right now we're at a pinnacle point. So we need to have a ban list drop fairly soon, I want to say. So but like the thing also is a problem is I was gonna talk about this too, is how it's just gonna like go down the ladder again. Like if Zoo gets a huge nerf, then okay, well ABC. Was that the deck prior or Metalfa or something like that? That's going to be the most ridiculous deck again. So they're going to have to make some pretty wide changes to address all those problems, because otherwise we're at the top of the ladder now, and we're just going to climb back down if they don't address all decks at one point.
I legit tried to explain that concept to Nadir like a year and a half ago, and he looked at me like I was stupid. And I just said, if you took all power creep out of the game, power creep just goes backwards. And then he re-said that in one of his videos like a week ago. I was like, whoa, you basically just ripped off what I told you a year and a half ago. I agree with what you said, though, Nyhmnim.
Well, Cap, when I go to my first American YCS, we'll meet up and I'll give you a hand job for being right.
That is so nice.
Thanks.
I just wanted you to acknowledge that I was right. Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know what like the argument like was really back then. So I'll just go with it. Sure, you win. So anyway.
No, what Nyhmnim said is right. Like okay. we have reached the pinnacle. Like there is nothing coming out right now that's going to like check Zoo. And if you are silly enough to think that Paleozoic is the best deck just because it won, like it's not.
Oh no, people weren't prepared for it. Like it's so easy
like
to side
it's
against
just
that
that
deck.
simple. Like people didn't prepare for it, and there is no like the Invoke did nothing, Fluffles did nothing. So, like, Zoo are just going to fucking run rampant. They still took, like, 25 or 26 spots or some shit like that. Like, decks that actually ran Zodiac cards.
Mm. Low-key,
yeah, but Zoo the engine and Zoo the deck are two different things.
No, I don't know. You can address the engine, and it also checks the deck itself.
The engine, like, those engine decks aren't relevant. Like, Zoo Invoke, that took one spot in top 32. Like, who the fuck cares? I'm talking about Zodiac, Kaiju, and Zodiac. Like, those are the main two.
It took multiple top cut spots.
No, it took one.
The guy from Team Omega topped with it, and the Undefeated topped with it, I thought.
The Undefeated played Windwitch.
He didn't play Invokes in there?
No, he didn't play Zodiac. What are you talking about?
I was talking about Invoked also topped with a Zoo.
Oh no, Invoke top. What I'm saying is like you can't be like there's Zodiac Invoke, there's Zodiac in front. Like those little variants aren't really that relevant. When I say Zodiac, I'm talking about like the two pure builds are literally 3/4 of the meta right now. If you just took pure Zodiac and Zodiac Kaiju and you added those two up, that is 75% of the top cut at YCS Atlanta. Like, all the little variants, Zodiac, Fluffle, Destiny, like, those don't even matter. They may take one
Sometimes decks get made that don't matter.
No, but we're talking about just, like, competitive, though.
Yeah.
So, like, what Nyhmnim said, there's nothing that's going to check Zoo, unless there's, like, an explosion of Windwitch Invoked. I mean, I don't see anything.
Unless they check Zoo correctly, then and correctly, I'm not sure what the right way, without sounding like a total dumbass, because I don't know what I'm talking about. But like, unless they check it like to a point where it's still playable, then it's just gonna be like Zoo engine with X deck, or it's gonna be pure Zoo. Because like, and if they do it the right way though, they could have like maybe like Metalfo, ABC, and Zoo all be top contending decks. They just have to take maybe like a major part of Zoo out, and then hit a little bit from ABC and a little bit from what was the other deck I said, Metal Foe or something like that. Baba Boon is crazy in Metal Foe, by the way. I'm excited for that card.
Here's the thing, like it's as easy as like checking its recurrence. Like you just have to check where it's actually recurring. Like you can say
Daigusto.
Yeah, you can check Daigusto, you can limit Dryden to 1, limit Broadbull to 1, like, and the deck is very, very hurt and balanced. But at the same time, playable as an engine still.
I don't know. I mean, does that stop them from getting the Totem Bird, Dryden, Daigusto turn 1?
But that's not the problem. The problem is that they come back after that for free.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that they still wouldn't be able to do that, because even if Dryden died, like unless you hit Daigusto, like they can just anything that's put at 1, any exceeds, like you just put them. Hold on, they don't just have Daigusto, they have a fucking Pot of Avarice in their deck, right? Combo, they just put everything back anyways.
Yeah, so I'm having a hard time wrapping around Daigusto Emerald being the problem, because like
the only way to get combo, the only way to get to combo is to normal summon Mulmarat, which is what they're typically not doing in any variant. Like the only pure Zoo do you really see that play happen a lot.
I mean, I guess, but it's just
you're barraging it out, you're specialing it, you're penduluming it, you're doing something else to get it to happen.
But are you really gonna hit Daigusto Emerald just because of Zoo? That card never ever seemed to be a problem.
It's always been a use. Like the problem now is that it does so much for the deck.
What about Barrage? Why can't Barrage be the problem?
Yeah, but it's not a problem though. Like when you use it in Teller Knights, it's not a problem. It's just a way to make sure you don't run out of Teller Knights. It's a problem because you can use it every single turn. And Zoo's also one of the only decks outside of like Necroz that has historically been able to like set it up turn 1. Like, I can't remember any other deck in the game outside of Necroz that, like, set Daigusto up, like, turn 1 that was that fast that could basically get its resources in the graveyard.
It's because it does so much with one card is the problem with Zoo. Like, it's the only deck that's ever done so much with one card.
I don't know. I feel like maybe, like, Barrage... I feel like maybe Barrage could be, like, the problem. Like, are we just gonna, like, ignore the fact that a card that can pop itself, to special summon any, like, Zoo monster from the deck to get the combo rolling is broken? Like, I can see, like, Tenki... I can see, like, Tenki being okay, because you have to normal summon the rat at that point. I don't know. MX Saber Invoker, I kind of see... It's kind of, like... amongst the community, like Terratop's going to get hit in some way, so MX Saber Invoker is going to be a little bit less common. But like if Barrage doesn't get hit, then Baba Boon will just literally replace that kind of Terratop engine, and it'll still be a problem. Like I don't know, I feel like if you kind of just leave like Tenki alone, maybe like I don't see Tenki getting hit at all. I don't think that's going to happen. But like if you hit Barrage, like I think that might cripple the deck.
I think Invoker's a way bigger problem overall, and that if you limit Terratop, then it's whoever gets to this first. Like, hurting consistency over hurting the problem isn't what you really should be doing.
Would you even still run one Terratop and one Taketenberg? What do you even do with this?
I doubt it.
Like, I wouldn't. Would you run 1 and 1?
That's like running
one Tour Guide and one like Tour Bus.
I mean, it's more like a Brilliant Fusion kind of comparison, like running one Brilliant Fusion and one Garnet.
Like I don't. If Terratop goes to 1, I don't think. Like I think it's just a dead card for the rest of Yu-Gi-Oh! Outside of like Speedroids.
I just wanna like, so you guys have like given your opinions and stuff, and I feel like it's all very semantics based and very nuanced, and it's like, well, maybe this specific card here, which used to be a problem back then and maybe is maybe a problem now, should be hit. The way I see it is like conceptually, I think that if a deck is broken, it's actually fine. I think having a broken deck is okay for a certain period of time. So like I think having a deck like Zoo, for example, run rampant for like 2 sets, like Fusion Forces and Raging Tempest. That means like both regions sort of get maybe like 2 to 3 YCSs. I think it's fine. It's cool to like have a broken format sometimes.
It's actually a really short time frame.
Sure. So I think that like having a tier 0 format like this is cool. Once in a while. We had last format where you could play a good solid 4 to 5 decks and you had the chance of winning a YCS. You could play ABC, you could win. You could play Metalfoes, you could win. You could play Frogs, you could win. And it's cool that we have like the mix up from every couple of sets. And I don't see like the fact that it being broken is a bad thing necessarily. I think it's quite cool. I do quite enjoy the fact that we, just have like such a broken format. Because like Tier 0 is fun sometimes, but I think that we get to play it for like a couple events, 2 to 3 major events, something like 2 YCSs, and then obviously the deck needs to be neutered, and because I do like how it develops over time. So we see Zoo like started off pure Zoo, Kaiju Zoo, Fusion Forces came out, Invoked came out. Some people played it. It wasn't a success, obviously. It's not very good. That's the truth. So it's like whatever. But
I absolutely. Oh, go ahead. Finish.
So yeah, basically the way I see it is like, yeah, it's broken right now, but eventually they'll neuter it, like they have to. That's just a fact. Like they're not gonna keep this like as a broken format forever. And I like where we're at. I think it's cool. I think that before the national season, at least in the UK, like in Europe, at least nationals begin around about, I don't know, like late April, early May. Maybe we can see a serious hit to Zoo then. And, we can just slowly develop through there. I don't think Konami has to go through set dates. I think that every couple of events is fine. And that's essentially my opinion. I don't want to say, like, this, maybe they need to, like, limit Dryden specifically. I don't have the solution to that. I don't think I'm very knowledgeable enough to say what my opinion would be. I just think that, every couple of events, I don't want the format to stay stale. It doesn't matter if the format is completely balanced. It's boring sometimes. Like if everything is just super balanced, So a little bit of like difference is nice to mix it up. Like from Tier 0 to not Tier 0. It's cool,
Hold up. Can I jump in here, Gage?
Yeah, go ahead and then I'll go in.
Okay. What's the difference between having set dates and having it every 3 YCSs? That is literally the same thing.
No, because
if they said we're gonna have it every 3 YCSs, what's the difference?
That's
it's
not
still
the same.
Like it's in stone.
Because
but we're getting list in stone.
Hang on, because the thing is, it's like it doesn't matter. Like that's just a rough guideline. It depends on it depends how powerful it is. Let's say after like 2 or 3 YCSs, because for example, we have a set usually comes up after like the second YCS or something. So they would have to wait and see, like, is it really that bad? If we're in a format where there's still like 2 to 3 viable decks, they're obviously not going to hit it. So maybe they might wait 4 YCSs before hitting it. In this case with Zoo, it's been like a couple YCSs already. Deck's very strong. Invoked, for example, released after the first broken YCS. Clearly, it didn't really change much. So what needs to be done is, maybe they should hit it after the second YCS rather than waiting till the 4th. Do you know what I mean? So I think they just let things play out, let a set come out. Maybe there's a new archetype around the way. Maybe Balbaboon will change things, etc., etc. Just let it ride for a bit, see how it goes. Because I don't think it needs to be a set date. They can just go by event to event basis. If they feel that it's too broken, I just got lava golemed. It's fine. Like, just let it ride out, and people can just decide for themselves to see if it's really that bad. I know Tier 0 formats are not popular. That's just a fact. People don't like Tier 0 formats. So obviously this is quite unpopular where we're at just now. But, I think that letting it play out is the best way to go about ban lists. I think that, what's the term? Like laissez-faire is a little bit better than just sort of like constantly trying to keep everything perfectly in check. Like just let the players be creative. Invoked came out. People tried to make it work. People tried to like try different techs, different ideas. Shadol's had a little bit of a showing again. Burning Abyss, not strong enough clearly. So maybe we do need a ban list. So it just depends on the event results. If like hypothetically Shadol was like really good and they got like 3 to 4 slots, then maybe there doesn't need to be a ban list immediately. Maybe we can just wait a little bit longer. That's essentially my entire point, and that's just literally what I wanted to say. That's how I view the ban list as a concept.
I just want to weigh in with like a unpopular opinion. I like absolutely adore like Tier 0 formats. I think they're fucking awesome. Like because I mean, I like Tier 0. Like I'll still like to this day say like Necros format and like Broken Pendulum format. Like those are some of the most skillful formats ever because like there's not a lot of skill in this game as opposed to some other card games where you can like work out percentages and play around cards and everything. Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have that luxury as much.
Oh, hey,
but
nice.
like but like understand let me finish, but like understanding like the little ins and outs of decks, like understanding how to like clear your board like a Necros format, playing with like Valkyris and everything. Like an average player wouldn't understand that, and that would truly like set apart like the professional players from the ends. And like what was it like with Wavering Eyes or something, like clearing your scales with Wavering Eyes and the Pendulum format, like all these little like interactions of the game that don't normally come up, and like your average player wouldn't catch on to these, and this would like separate like the better players from the worst ones, which would make like a tier 0 format a lot more interesting. And I just think like tier 0 formats, because everyone's playing either a similar list with maybe a couple tech choices or something like that, you're able to like analyze like what do they have left in their deck and everything. It's kind of like GOATs and everything. Like I never truly understood GOATs until I looked deeper into it, and like everyone played like almost an exact same list, so you would work out like percentages of what they had left in their deck and play around those cards properly. It was just like any of those formats, I just think they're fucking amazing to watch. And like if you're really truly like into the game and the competitive scene, like you can like pick out little points where like the person played suboptimally, and I just think that's like the best thing ever. So
My favorite part about that is when the format goes back into itself, like what was originally good becomes good again, but for different reasons than why it was originally good at the start of the format.
Give me an example.
Like let's say like how with Metal Foes just had a kind of extended time where Billy won, but like people went away from Cleese, and then it went back towards like being able to use it. Or like let's say in Necros, like certain outs to Jin would like not be as good, and then they would come back into relevance.
Okay, I mean I give you
like those small things. There are changes, and then the format can go back into itself to where you can look at earlier parts of the format and things that went away from that format, and then come back, but for like a different reason than they were originally there.
Yeah, wasn't there like a time like in Necros format where it was like Bull Blader was that shit to get around like the Djinn, and then it switched from Bull Blader to like Exiled Force for a short period, and then back to Bull Blader again or something like that.
Warrior
Lady
was in there too.
Crazy cool. I just think that's awesome. Like how people like can take a look at all these deck lists that are similar and everything, and then say, okay, for the next event, let me make this small change that's going to allow me to do even better at the event than the opponent. That's
and
still
Billy's back-to-back plant wins. I believe he changed like 2 cards or something because he knew people would be playing his list, and he believed that was enough of an edge.
That's crazy cool, like how you can like do that. But like when there's so many like different decks running around and everything, you can't like properly adjust yourself.
And this is not tier 0. Zoo, like I said, there's a difference between Zoo the deck and Zoo the engine.
No, it's
I think Zoo the engine is so overstated. I don't really think it's that big of a thing.
I mean, I don't know. It's played in like pretty much every deck. Like, what was the OCG count? Wasn't it like 90%? Like,
the OCG
Zoo
count
or
was like
Zoo engine
90%. But I just don't
dumb.
like is Zoo Invoke the deck that you really care about? Like that's like to me, it's like it's not even worth talking about. Like it's really just Zoo the deck. So like Zoo the deck to me is right now tier 0.
But there's like really like if you look at it, like there's no part of like the Zoo deck.
What, Nadir?
Why is that?
I was just. Go ahead. Yeah, you can answer that, Cap, first.
Like, why is that bad? You say like, oh, it's tier 0. It's like, what? So
no, I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't like tier 0 formats because it's just they seem very coin flip. I like diversity. Like I don't like.
Necros.
You know what? I'm not gonna bring
coin flip. Dragon Ruler Mirror.
Oh yeah, no, Necros. That was my shit, man.
I'm just gonna say our most recent YCS champion expressed a sentiment that I agree with. I do not like mirror matches as a player. I feel like there's all these crazy variables and shit. Like I'd rather just play my deck and play according to my matchups, like than have to be forced to play this deck and you know what I mean, learn the mirror match. Like a lot of people just don't like playing mirror matches.
I don't know. I think like the variables you have to account for. That's like, and this is why I kind of go like with like Yu-Gi-Oh has a little bit more luck factor to it. Is there's like a card like Maxx C around, and like there's like how you physically cannot play around a Maxx C. It's physically impossible.
You know what's crazy?
What's that?
Honest, as stupid as this sounds, they might have to like ban Maxx C.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad. But like the thing is, it's gonna get in like its power changes like all the time and everything. Like right now, it's just too dumb because literally giving your opponent one card is giving them way too much because they can make a combo off of one card.
Maxx C has never been this high. Like Maxx C is, oh my god, that is what card would you rather have in your opening hand outside of maybe Terra? Like, well, going second, it is the card, but outside of maybe Terra Top. Like, I literally can't think of another card that's, like, better than Maxx C. Across the board, it is Maxx C.
Heavy slump.
Of course. Like, I feel like Maxx C is almost too powerful right now. As crazy as it is, because everybody threw a shitstorm when it went to 2, but it's like, it's like the best stun card in the game.
I don't know. Yu-Gi-Oh's in a weird spot because you got cards like Maxx C and like Dimensional Barrier, which you just like physically can't play around. It's like not something like you can say like, oh well, maybe if I make this play, I can play around it and still make a decent board. It's like if they have it and they flip it, you're just kind of like fucked. You're like, oh well, I guess I can't make a play this turn. I guess I just lose. So it's like more of like luck just drawing those cards. But like if a variable like Maxx C didn't exist, something that you couldn't like something that you can like play around your opponent's field at that point. Like Maxx C, like I said, is like you're forced to stop your turn, otherwise you lose the game. Like just having those variables kind of exit the game. Like I'll say like Dimension Barrier. I don't want it to be banned or anything, but because it won't be as good with links around. But like those kind of cards in the game are just super unhealthy because you just can't play around them. Like there's no
Maxx C,
way.
right? The thing with Maxx C is like it's super format based. So like some formats like Necros, Maxx C was phenomenal as like as a mechanic, was just like really good for the game. Like it really checked good players and it separated the bad players from the good players. But like, you know, maybe like a format like this, there is a lot of technique to using Maxx C in this format, but it is super clutch, way more than it should be. You know, compared to like Dragon Ruler format, again, that's another format where Maxx C was a great card for the game. If you compare it to like, you know, today in Dragon
I think
Rulers,
Maxx C has been good like for the last 3 years straight, except against like maybe Cleafort or. I guess
when I say good, I don't
to be
mean
honest,
like,
I guess it's
when
arguable
I say
against
good,
Pendulum
I don't
Dex
mean
in
like strong. I mean like healthy. You know, so it's like in formats where like last format, like ABC versus like Metalfoes. If you Maxx C ABC, it's like, well, fuck. Like I have to go off or get OTK'd next turn. Like that that was a shit format for Maxx C. Whereas something like Dragon Rulers, it's like, you know, okay, cool. The good player will always use the baby Earth Dragon first, and then if they get Maxx C, they summon it in defense and they can pass, and they'll probably be fine. But last format, it was horrible card because like it was literally like die if you get Maxx C or give them 50 cards. You know, pick your poison. So it just depends on format to format. So
yeah, I don't know. It's like also like with the inception of like kaijus and everything too. Like how like giving like it used to be like with Maxx C, like you could challenge your opponent by making like if you're playing like this is a dumb example I think, but like playing like something like Synchro Climb or something where you make Quasar, like you would be able to bring out a board like fucking Quasar, Stardust Dragon and shit, and then like okay, your opponent has all these resources, but can they play around this super powerful negation and everything? And it's like, but now it's just like, do you have this premium removal card to just remove it? Did you draw into it? Like it didn't matter how many resources your opponent had back at that time. It's like, could they get around it with all the cards they had in your hand? Could they not? But now it's like you have to draw one card to out it, and then all that work you did, you gave them all those cards for Maxx C. It just doesn't matter anymore. So I don't know. Game's in a weird spot, I think, but I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see how it progresses with links.
I am too. I think this game really needs a hard reset or something close to it. And it's kind of weird because I honestly don't even know where they have time to squeeze a ban list in. They have so many events. Like do you put a ban list in between like, you know, Atlanta or Vegas? Like if they don't give a ban list by the end of this.
That card is butt. Here you go.
Thanks.
Okay, I was like, John, what the heck? If they don't give us a ban list by the end of this month, it's like, what's the point of even giving us a ban list before nationals?
Yeah, no, like mark my words, we will definitely see a ban list before Pittsburgh. It's just it's guaranteed. Like I don't see this format. Pittsburgh is like what, April, mid-May.
I think we'll see one after Prague.
Yeah,
when's Prague? What? I'm just
The 18th. There's 3 premier events all on the same day, and that's why I said I feel like the ban list should wait till be after it. YCS Prague, UDS Vegas, and the UDS in South America are all on the same day.
Wait,
That's
Kat,
next week,
Did you
ain't
say
it?
what's Prague or where's Prague?
I said, where's Prague?
Oh.
I mean, when's Prague?
Wait, did you say where or when is Prague?
When's Prague?
Okay, I thought you
The
said
18th.
what is Prague.
It's a city.
I would be surprised if you didn't know that.
Yeah, but
Alright, so-
I don't see us making that long before we get a ban list because like I said, like Zoo is like the outspoken like either best engine, best deck right now. It's being played and everything. So like there's no like normally we get like the insight for like the OCG, like what sets are coming, what cards are being released, and we can kind of say, oh well, you know, Zoo's gonna be better than ABC, so we might wait a bit now. But like there's nothing better than Zoo right now coming out in the future in the sets we know, nothing. So
John, you haven't answered the question yet.
What's up?
Do you think that we need a ban list? I know what your answer is.
I think we don't need it till after these events happen.
Yeah.
I also
But
don't
why?
think we need a... Because you haven't given the deck its proper time, even though we've had only 2 events, it's been a very short amount of time. I do not think we currently need like a ban list immediately. Like, why can't all these players have gone and spent all this money on this deck, and even if you balance it, something will like. Okay, are you going to balance Paleo 2? Are you going to balance all these things?
To be honest, yeah, I was like, I don't think they should.
Who the hell is that?
All right.
that's
Jackie.
Jackie, I think.
Oh, right. See,
I'm
one
not-
thing, Cap,
I'm
right?
not-
There's like people
What?
like you and like so many others have this idea in their head where it's like, I feel like you guys want a ban list for the sake of having a ban list, not because there needs to be one, but because you just want one. For what? But like,
Well, that's partially true also.
yeah. So it's
I
like,
want-
what's the point? Why do you need a ban list just for the sake of having a ban list? Like, just
Because that's how it
Things
always
fresh.
has been. Like
I
it also the system. Look, man, the system works. Like don't fix it if it's not broken.
Okay, but the thing is that
That is
if
so
that
applicable.
system, the system they've turned it to is they can touch it whenever they want. Now they don't have to hit it right away, or they would be hitting everything else. Like under the old system here, they'd be hitting everything else that had already come out, and now we wouldn't have that anymore. Now it would be running rampant at full power since we only had it for a month. Like there's been a lot of changes. The new system allowed them to hit like full power Pepe relatively fast, too fast in my opinion, but like it allows them to hit it as needs, and they also learned from that situation. They're also like a company that learns what to do when they're doing things. So they've learned like, hey, we don't need to crush it that fast. They've only had it a month, and the format has changed while they've had it too, and what's happening with it has changed.
I'm not even implying that we just hit Zoo. I'm just implying that they should change something. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not even sure what the solution is because they've pushed so many fucking decks out so quickly, like idiots, that they don't really
I
have
don't
a
think
good
that's
solution.
wrong. They've constantly
Nah,
changed
dude,
the game.
they've pushed too much product out in like the last. They pushed too many sets out in like a 3-month period.
It's the same amount as usual. It's just different kinds of sets, like the Hidden Arsenal sets. This has always been the January through March, like the end towards national season. It's always been that way. Gold Series, like this year, we don't get a Gold Series. Instead, we get the new reprint set, like, and we just got a reprint. The Gold Series was different, but we've always had these kinds of sets pop up every
What do you
single
mean
year.
new reprint set? What are you referring to?
Oh, it's the in March. There's like the one that's based off of the 5 Duelist. I'm forgetting its name. It's like 40. It's 60 reprints and 40 new cards.
See, but
instead
that's the
of
thing
Gold
though.
Series.
Gold Series didn't like introduce any new cards to the game and everything. Like,
But they
what,
started to.
did they? I don't. Was
All the
was
premium
barely.
gold.
Oh,
Nothing
yeah,
that
all
really
those-
affected.
Oh, yeah,
other than maybe 1 or 2 cards, like okay, I guess Beatrice. You know, for a long time, it really wasn't anything.
Hope
that
Harbinger?
impactful.
Hope Harbinger
I was
huge.
going to bring that up. Yeah, no, that's
Okay,
a, I completely forgot about those things.
two cards, I guess.
No, but like that's the thing though. That's still kind of like the similar sets and everything. They're still just pumping out a lot of product. But like I don't know. I feel like the changes that are on now, even though it kind of makes everybody impatient, I feel like they're still like the best way to go. Even though I did prefer like 3-month formats because like I liked how they were able to like cycle in old cards to see how they would work, like Snatch Steal. Even though Snatch Steal was fucking crazy, like it was cool to see that come back for just 3 months and say, hey, you know, go nuts, try it out. But then like we knew like okay. It's a little broken. It can go at this time. So like I don't know. I just
That
feel
is
like we're not going to
something-
see like shit like Cyberstein come back or anything like that.
They're not. That is just dead because all they're gonna do is just look at the meta and say, how much can you guys tolerate before you can't tolerate anymore? Then we'll make a change. And it's like, well, what about all these?
That's not what it is, though. It's as needs. It doesn't have to be till you don't tolerate anymore.
Well,
like they've never
what defines
directly
as
done
needed,
something, huh?
Okay, but what defines as needed?
When you
Like,
have
As
that,
needed
like,
defines as the company as they feel is needed.
Okay, well then, yeah, but outside of getting a direct answer from Konami, like how am I to interpret that? To me, based on their history, is tier 0, right?
I don't know. It's like what we've done now.
No,
It's
they've
like
made updates. They've made updates all the time, but like they feel like right now the power creep isn't as much of a problem. It's going to get to. It's getting to a problem, but then that's when they bring it in.
How
kinda
is
like-
it
haven't
not
had our
that much
time
of a
with
problem? DDD were relevant for like 2 weeks.
I don't know,
Yes,
it's kind of like
but
what we're
that's-
discussing now, though. Like we're just discussing
That
like
was
how.
a different thing because DDD should have been put in earlier into the format instead of like when the blue eye structure was there.
I mean, I guess, but I mean, you can even take like ABC as a little microcosm. That came out in October, and it's like completely irrelevant now. And everything's at full power. You can play everything at 3, and you can't even top a YCS right now with it. And it was dominating. Well, not dominating, but it was winning YCSs in November, like 3-4 months ago. Like
That
to
was
me,
a
that looks
different
like
event.
some pretty damn crazy power creep, John.
That was a different event than a YCS.
But I mean, like the way like
YCS
we.
Anaheim. What are you talking about?
The DDD one?
No, I'm talking about ABC.
Oh, ABC, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
like,
that's
it's the
different.
best deck in the game,
ABC
and
naturally got checked within that format, though. Paleo and Metalfoe became the best deck of that exact same format without releases.
I don't think they checked it. I mean,
No, like the format evolved naturally without releases during that time, and Paleozoic became a far more apparent better deck than ABC, as well as like Metalfoes started to prove itself better within the format as people actually learned it.
yeah, but it didn't get to the point where it's like it's barely playable anymore. Like if there was no Raging Tempest, would ABC be part of the relevant meta?
Right now, yes.
Well, then that's my point.
It's still topping regionals right now.
Yeah,
People
I
just are
guess.
choosing not to take it to YCSs. It's not being a represented deck. That's people's choices.
No, that's fine. But like what I'm saying is, Raging Tempest came out and just made everything so irrelevant. Like
That
if there
like
was no Raging
Tachyon
Tempest,
Galaxy back in the day.
what's that?
That was like Tachyon Galaxy back in the day.
But okay,
Well, I mean, yeah,
should-
they've had sets that have done this before, but
It gave use back to the Shadol engine, which hadn't been seeing any tops and now is seeing tops.
one top.
Okay,
can I
but
just
that's
ask
still-
something, right? Have you ever enjoyed any format?
Yeah, I've like lots of formats.
Like what? What have been good formats for you?
To be honest, March 2012, worst ban list ever. One of the most fun formats ever. Torrential Tribute at 2. They took priority out of the game. It was super fun.
But is that just one format?
No, I mean, pretty much anything in Zexal outside of Dragon Ruler Spellbook. Like anything in 5Ds outside of like 6-month Teledead. I would say like the first half of anything in Art V. This second half of Art V has just been fucking garbage. Like basically anything after Bosch has been really bad. Do you not agree? Because I think like Power Creep has just been fucking crazy with these like early like January, February sets. Has been so far ahead of what they need to be.
Since Bosch, I would say
Well,
that
I
I've
don't mean every single set. I just mean like the formats just haven't been that good. It seems like Power Creep has just been going up and up and up.
I mean,
Like, I've enjoyed lots of
there were
formats.
2 formats where 30 different decks were able to top regional/YCSs.
Regionals
like, that's
don't
the-
matter.
Okay, they do matter actually. Now you can go to Worlds with them.
Let's not
but-
change the argument. Let's stick with you guys.
Okay.
Is regionals don't matter.
So
I kinda
your regional
know-
tops don't matter. This was a very different argument from you
I know
a couple
that,
of months
but
ago.
no, I know that. But you guys kept telling me that they don't matter. I just don't like you guys changing the point.
Well,
now.
there is now a way to go to Worlds from regionals, so they matter a little.
Regionals always matter. You know what? Just my regionals matter. Let's just go with that. Yeah, let's just go with that. Just my regionals matter. The rest of them not really.
K.
And that cubic one, honestly, that cubic one mattered too. That cubic one, yeah, that one mattered also.
50 people.
After that,
That doesn't
cubic,
matter.
I'm not
Like,
surprised.
that is the only small event I will never talk shit about because cubic's topped. That's it. But Nadir, if you're implying that I've like never enjoyed any formats, you're incorrect. I've enjoyed lots of formats in the past. I really enjoy like everything at the beginning of Art V, like all the dual terminal stuff with like Necros and Tellarknights and shit. Like I enjoyed all of that. That was super fun. This second half has just been trash, just like the anime. Maybe the game is following the anime.
Maybe it's you, Cap.
No, it's not. John, are you really saying that the first half of this era has been as good, or the second half has been as good as the first? You know that's not true.
Wait, what is the first half of this era?
Is it like
let's
DUEA?
break off
Xyz?
maybe Docs-ish. No, I don't mean
DUEA.
that.
Isn't DUEA like the first like heading towards pendulum sets, and then like NECH?
Yeah. I'm talking about starting from Duelist Alliance to what would be the halfway. The halfway part would be whatever Booster Pack 6 is. So let me count them: Duelist Alliance, New Challengers, Secrets of Eternity, Cross Souls, Clash of Rebellion, Docs. So basically everything up until Docs.
Personally, I enjoyed Full Power Pendulum the most out of everything, and it was a very short time. It's what I learned the best. It's what I learned to be the best with. And even when it wasn't at full power, like Providence, I truly enjoyed that format. I was playing Pendulums when a lot of people weren't anymore. A lot of people were playing BA and Cosmo, and I still really enjoyed it. But again, that's a lot of people don't enjoy Pendulum or the Pendulum mechanic. That's up to personal preference, kind of.
I fucking loved Pendulum format. I liked Draco Pal format. That was a fun format. I mean, it's tier 0, but like there's so many variants of the deck to play, and then like I mentioned, with all like the little interactions with Wavering Eyes that made you like a better player. Oh man, that was my shit. Like, so fucking cool.
Nadir,
Hi.
are you alive? Because like you recorded the intro and then just like stopped talking completely.
No, I mean like
It's almost like you're the
opinion.
host of this show and then you just like left. Like, I'm going to the bathroom, boys. See ya.
I gave my opinion, didn't I?
Yeah, I know. It's just, you're like hosting this thing. You like should have some type of input as to like where to steer the conversation and like other stuff.
Hey, you guys
I'm
are
actually-
well versed and well experienced YouTubers.
All right, so basically, leave me alone to my I don't know what archetypes, to my Infernity dot whatever I'm playing or something like that.
Dear, what's your
look, I
favorite
just-
format?
My point is very simple. Like, I think tier 0 format, having it last for like, between something like 3 to 5 months, change it up a bit, have a new archetype, play that 3 to 5 months. We
could steer
for
this
me.
conversation in other directions. Just saying.
Okay. Why do you suck at this game so hard?
I don't. I am. Oh wow! So now you just insult me. First off.
Hey, you wanted to go in a
don't
different
suck.
direction. Let's just do what we do best.
I do.
And
I
just
do
argue.
consistently. I do consistently well at regionals.
At a regional.
There you
at
go.
a regional. At a regionals.
What are you talking about?
Jesus
No,
Christ.
I'm gonna expose you. How big were those regionals that you topped?
I've topped 425.
Bullshit! I don't believe. Wait, they were how big? I do not believe that.
Prove me
How
wrong.
big was the one you won? You said it was like a local, wasn't it? I'm not meaning this.
No,
is
I just-
way. How
I mean,
many
there's
people was that?
52 people, okay? It's
Not-
the UK. We don't have
52?
big regionals. Leave me alone.
Wait, 52 people. What? How big were they?
52 people. Come on. It's
Oh my god.
hey,
Okay.
it's not my fault. I live literally nowhere.
Hey, I've never topped anything in my life, so
You
that's
topped it
better
with
than you.
52
man.
person wins. That's like start out 3-0 and you won.
What? I went
Can we just
6-0.
remember that the first UDS was like what? Maybe like 50 people total. The first UDS.
At a regional.
Yeah,
That-
I'm still,
At a regional.
to be honest, I still don't really know why UDSs quite exist. Aren't they
Oh.
invite only?
I mean,
They're
it's-
invite only by points, but everybody can earn the points. It's like a reward system. The original point was like it's a reward system more towards judges because judges get extra points, but all players can get them. And then there's
So just really quick, I'm gonna end this segment for YouTube. So we're gonna get back to the stream since that was basically all we had to say for the ban list. So we're just gonna chill now on stream. Make sure you join in next time to take care of these things and see more for yourself. So we're gonna get back to streaming and I'm gonna start recording this for YouTube now.
for the same